Hey, how you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show, and welcome back. I'm going to show you some things I got in and some things I'm going to review, and I've got a question for you, and we got something else that I'll show you at the end. So here we go. David sent me some more antennas. He's taken some of my suggestions and added them to his antenna kit. These are just long wire, or some people call them random wire antennas. And I did a review of his first one that he sent me, which is right here, this guy right here. And one of the things I suggested was that he used a little lighter weight wire. This was a little heavy for something that I think in general it's going to be a portable antenna that you take in your backyard or your field and hook up to your radio. The other thing he had on this one is he had an alligator clip to make it universal, so if you had a radio that didn't have an antenna jack, you could just clip it onto the built-in telescopic antenna. Also, he had this choke. I'm about to choke on my words here. That would help if you brought the antenna into your house and filter out high frequency noise that you had in your house. Again, I suggested that I thought this was going to be an outdoor antenna, totally outdoor. The reason being is because it does not have a shielded coax lead-in, which I feel you need if you're going to bring outside antenna into your house. So those are some suggestions. Another last suggestion I had was some kind of wire tie to tie it back up when you're not using it. So he came up with, and the difference between the two he sent me is one has a mono plug to plug into your radio if you have an external antenna jack, and this one is a stereo plug in case your radio requires a stereo plug. So let's open this one up right here. Notice he's got a nice label on here, pretty cool. And let's just open this up. And we'll dump the contents out and go over the contents. Another suggestion I had was that he have some way of isolating the antenna from the wherever he's going to connect it in a tree or a post or whatever. So he's including these two isolator spools, one for the end that goes up in a tree or whatever, and one so that you can tie it off at the other end that's going to go to your radio, and some paracord to tie this off with. So he's including that. He's also including some Velcros. This is actually a Velcro strap, self-contained strap, so that you can tie this thing up when you're not using it. Because the way it comes is with these wire ties, and once you clip them, they're not useful anymore. He did provide some extra ones if you want to either use it to tie this back off again, which I don't suggest. I suggest you use this if you're going to put it up or take it down, put it up and take it down. And then these also can be used for mounting the antenna. Okay, and another thing I suggested to him is and I haven't looked at these yet, is he provides some simple diagrams of how you would hook it up, which he has. Here's the antenna, here's the two insulators, and then you can tie it to the tree so it's insulated on that end, and tie it to another tree or a pole or the side of your house using that insulator, and then bringing the extra wire down to your radio. And then he warned you, very good, he warned you, do not hang antenna close to power lines or have it up during a thunderstorm. Very good. Okay. And then he says if you've got the clip antenna, and he's going to make his ads so that you can select what you want on this end, whether it be a clip, whether it be a mono, or whether it be a stereo plug. Okay. And these are, I think this is the same thing, or yeah, it's just a duplicate. Okay. So he sent me 2 of those, since he sent me 2 radios. Okay, so he's done a lot of, oh, the other thing is the wire now is a lot lighter gauge, not as heavy, so you're not pulling so much on your tree or whatever you got this connected to. The other thing is you can pull this out of there and you just loop it this way, because this is insulated. This is insulated wire. And he's gotten rid of the choke. The choke is gone. That choke is pretty heavy. He was thinking about using a smaller choke, but I suggested that for me, this is going to be a fully outside antenna that will be temporary, so you don't really need the choke at all. Matter of fact, it may actually reduce the signal some. Okay, so that's the upgrade to the antennas. I'll try to get some testing done on these. Now, I have a question for my viewers. I can't remember. I've got at least 2 radios that I know of that require a stereo jack for the external antenna plug. Excuse me. Yeah, stereo plug. This is stereo plug, and I've got 2 radios that have a stereo jack that this gets plugged into, and I can't remember what radios those are. One of them I found by surprise, because I thought all the radios used mono. Well, they don't. As a matter of fact, a lot of the newer radios are going to stereo jacks for the antenna. So if you could please remind me which show I did, and I discovered that the external antenna needs a stereo plug. I looked this morning, I could not find it. If you don't want to tell, if you don't know the name of the show or the number of the show, just tell me what the radio is. I think it's one of the newer radios that has come out that uses that stereo. So I need to find that out so that I can test this on that radio or those radios. There's more than one. Okay, now so much for that. This is an MFJ catalog, and as I mentioned several shows ago, MFJ has sent me some equipment to review, and I reviewed. What did I review? I read something, I don't know. And I still got stuff to review. And let me see if I can find it real here. Right, where is it? I've got it marked. Okay, one thing I got in is this 31-foot telescopic antenna. And it's shortwave. It's covers the covers the HF bands, specifically 80 meters through 6 meters. This is made for amateur radio operation, but it can work very well for just shortwave listeners. And I would call it somewhat portable in that it's telescopic, so you can raise it and lower 31 feet. I would be concerned, at least in my location, leaving a 31-foot antenna up. So I've taken it out of the box and examined it to see exactly what it is. And what I have to do is, you can use one of these tripods, which they sell separately, or you can bury a pipe in the ground, and then it comes with the mounting hardware to clamp it to that pipe, and that's what I'm going to do. See if I get my neighbor to help me put this up, but I think I could put it up myself because it is fiberglass, so it's really light, Now you say, well, if it's fiberglass, how does it work as an antenna? Well, basically what it is, it's a vertical antenna, which is a piece of wire that you string from the top of the antenna down either inside the antenna or on the outside of the antenna. Kind of like my fishing pole antenna, but that antenna is only, I think it's 8 feet, so it's not very tall. This is 31 feet when it's fully extended. So I'll be testing that soon. And let's see, where are the other things? Okay, this they did not have. This is one I requested. This is the pre-selector. They didn't have those in stock, so they haven't sent it to me yet. It's coming. Let me see. Where's my other paper clip? Oh, there's one there. Okay, this is what I hope to be testing next. This is a tuner and a SWR meter. This is mainly for amateur radio operators and using it on their transmitter to transmit on. So you can tune up your antenna and transmit it on. So I'll be checking that out soon. Okay, one last thing is I have run across something that I think is pretty cool. It's not electronic or anything like that. And I saw it on another YouTuber's show. He's using it, started using it. And it's a pole. And it's a pole that's on the internet. It seems to be very easy to use. Unlike the Google polls that I've done, which I have to construct and then I have to go and find the results. It's kind of tedious, so I haven't done any of those lately. The one restriction on this one is you could, for each poll, you can only have one subject or question. And so I'm going to try it, see how it works. Hopefully it's easier for my viewers to also go and do the poll, and you get instant results. As soon as you did your vote, it shows you the results of the votes previous to you. And so I'm going to put a link here, and I'm going to put a link in the description below to the poll. It's a very simple poll, and the poll question is, what links of shows in minutes do you like best? Do you like short ones, long ones, what? And if you'll take that poll, that'll be very helpful to me. That's one thing that I like about my viewers is they're always very helpful. They give me information. They correct me because, boy, I am no expert, so they correct me, and that's good so that other viewers can get the right answer instead of my answer, which could be wrong. They provide suggestions on shows. I love that interaction. I think another poll I'll do is, do you think I ought to do more hangouts? Hangouts on the air. And another one would be, do you like shows where I'm just tuning my shortwave radio? It's tuning across the band. Now that would probably work better if I did it in a hangout so that it's interactive, so that you can interact with me while I'm doing my tuning. I know Gillis on his show, he does that a couple of times a week. So I think it might work out. I definitely can't do a show like he does where he discussed things about shortwave for 3 hours. I'm just not that good. Plus my voice would probably only last for 30 minutes. So that would be probably the maximum I would do a hangout. That's one thing negative, I'll call it. It's not really negative, but one thing on the minus sign is that when you do those hangouts, typically they take quite a while, a minimum of an hour. And I don't know if, I know when I watch his shows, and I like to watch his hangouts, I watch them with a speed of 2x, because I just can't devote 2 or 3 hours to listening to one show. But there's always one thing about his show, there's always interesting information. So anyway, that's the show for today. If you'll take that poll, I would appreciate it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this show, please give me a thumbs up. Bye-bye.